The IRS started the current tax season with a massive backlog of tax returns, in part due to the pandemic. In a statement last week, even the Treasury Department called it, quote, one of the most challenging tax filing seasons in our nation's history. But the agency says it has an aggressive plan to end the backlog. CBS News reporter Sarah Ewall-Wice joins me now with more. Sarah, first of all, kind of catch us up here. Can you tell us what exactly has gone wrong?
What hasn't gone wrong for the IRS recently? You add in a smaller workforce than they've had in previous decades. You add in a smaller amount of funding. You add in a global pandemic that shut down IRS centers in 2020, and that led to a pileup in mail, and they're still really coming out of that with the reduced workforce that they've had over the past decade. So it's really led to a massive backlog. We know they came into this tax filing season with about 23 million items on their to-do list. They've had a couple million in the past in terms of backlog from previous years, but this has gone on from 2020 to 2021, and now we're in 2022 in tax filing season, and they are still digging out of this. The taxpayer advocate called this a crisis at the agency, and so there was a lot of concerns raised about will people be able to get their refunds in time, and how do you get out of this massive backlog that they've seen over the past 2 years.
One of those other things Sarah was reading is we forget, but they were in charge of sending out all of that pandemic relief, so there were extra things they had to think about for the last couple of years. Tell me a little.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
When it comes to that additional stuff that the IRS had to get out, they got out about $1.5 trillion in relief related to the pandemic. They were the ones sending out those stimulus payments. They were the ones sending out those advanced child tax credit payments in the second half of last year. So they've added additional steps and activities to their already very full workload during the coronavirus pandemic. So despite the challenges that they're now facing, there really should be some props to them because of what they were able to do in a short amount of time to help millions of Americans across the country as we saw this unprecedented global pandemic.
And what steps is the IRS taking now? They're going on a bit of a hiring spree.
Yes, you know what? They've announced that they're planning to hire about 10,000 workers. Is a part of this effort to both address the new tax filing season as well as the backlog that they're already dealing with. That includes about 5,000 IRS employees that they're hoping to hire in the next couple of months, and then another 5,000 over the next year. They've implemented some steps that could help expedite the hiring process, so that should help them. They're also talking about surge teams to help deal with the current tax filing season. They want 700 employees to be looking at those paper returns, the new ones coming in. The biggest problem they're having in terms of getting these refunds out the doors are, in fact, paper returns. Electronic returns, they easily go into the system, but when it comes to paper, they have to painstakingly go through those and put all that information into the system. That takes additional time. So they have a surge team working on the paper returns that are coming in for this tax filing season. They've previously announced another surge team that has been looking at amended returns and correspondence as we've dealt with that backlog from previous tax filing seasons. And another thing they're looking to do is hire out some of this work to contractors. Things like dealing with the mailroom. They're trying to get some contract workers in to do some of that, as well as have some of contract workers work on getting some of that information from these paper returns into the system as they go by line, which takes, as I mentioned, some time to do.
It's also been a major problem for people to actually be able to reach the IRS. Is the agency doing anything to help get some of this information to folks who have questions?
Yeah, one of the biggest challenges that the IRS has had is making sure that returns are accurate, and that has helped build on this backlog in terms of getting things back to the IRS. So they're really focusing on making sure it's accurate. But if you can't reach the IRS, that adds additional problems with submitting your tax return to get that refund, which is then delayed even further. So some of the things that they've actually decided that they were going to try and do is increase the communications with people. We know last year only about 11% of calls were answered by the IRS. If you have a question, that's a huge problem for you. So some of the things they're doing is expanding the the taxpayer assistance centers that are out there that can help with in-person questions and support. They're adding time on weekends for people to be able to do that. They've also expanded their customer return calls. So people who are calling and are not getting through, they now can return about 70% of those calls on their toll-free line. That helps save taxpayers hours upon hours of waiting to get through to someone. And, they're also added employees, contractors, to work on answering questions about those stimulus checks, about those child tax credit payments, because that is part of the reason more people have questions for the IRS, and they've seen a huge surge in the number of people trying to reach them is because they're wondering about information about those stimulus payments and the child tax credit payments. So they have contractors working directly on answering those questions. In addition, they've also expanded their online portal to try and get people to add more information, be able to communicate with the IRS online, which could further reduce the challenges for them getting in touch with people. I will just say, in terms of getting your tax return in, they say if you file electronically, you should still receive your refund in about 21 days. So a lot of this has to do with making sure you file it accurately. That is very important. And then also it takes a little bit longer with those paper returns, as I've mentioned.
Sarah Ewall-Wice, everyone's favorite topic, taxes. Thank you so much for chatting with us.